Okay, surface areas of prisms and cylinders. We're not just going to do surface area, we're going to do something that's referred to as lateral area as well. Okay, so when we talk about lateral area is the area around the three-dimensional shape. So in the case of number one here, which is a triangular prism, lateral area would be the area of all the sides. So it would be the left side, the front, and the right side. So the area of all those rectangles added together. That's what we mean by lateral area. Surface area just includes the bases as well. So that would be the top, which is the triangle, as well as the triangle in the bottom. So that's the difference in surface and lateral area. What we're going to do here is I'm going to write over here on the side what are the two formulas for these, and it says round your answers to the nearest tenth. Okay. So first of all, for prisms, lateral area, LA, is P times H, where P is perimeter. Okay, so perimeter, H is height. Okay, surface area is the lateral area, which is P times H, plus 2 big B. And big B here is the area of the base figures. So it depends on what kind of base it is. If it's a triangle, then you have to use a triangle formula for area. If it's a square, then you use square. So it depends on the base shape. Okay, that's for prisms. All right, next we also have cylinders. So with cylinders, lateral area is the same principle. It's P times H, but remember, we don't do perimeter. Instead, we do what is called circumference. So for a cylinder, we either use 2 pi r times H, or that's if they give us the radius, or we use pi times d times H, where that's the diameter. H is still the height of the shape. Okay. And then surface area is still the two bases, but in the case of a cylinder, the bases are circles. So in this case, we can be a little bit more specific, and we can say surface area is, I'm just going to use 2 pi r times H plus, 2 times pi r squared, because the area of a circle is pi r squared, and then we have two bases, two circles, top and bottom. All right, so those are the formulas you got to know here, and I'll reference a formula sheet that we have already given to you in your Google Classroom, but so here it wants us to find the lateral area and surface area. So again, lateral area is P times H. So perimeter is going to be the sum of all the edges. So the perimeter is this, this, and this. That's those three sides right there. So P is 11 plus 12 plus 10. And then our height is the height of the shape, which is this. That's how tall the prism is. So that's 7. So I do all that on my calculator. So I'm going to just type that in real quick. So I get 231. Okay. So that would be miles squared. Then to get surface area, so I'm going to do this in green. Surface area is this, which I already found is 231, plus 2 times big B, which is the area of the base. Well, the base shape here is a triangle. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to erase some of this in the picture. And again, I can do this. I know you can't. But I'm going to erase some of this stuff just to get rid of it so I can look at just the triangle itself on the bottom. So I'm trying to do this as carefully as I can. All right. Now, this 8.6 here is actually the measure right there of the height of the triangle. Okay, so this is the 8.6. So that's the height of the triangle. But I also need this right here, which is the base of the triangle. So I erase that here. But that was given to me as 12. That was that segment right there. That is 12. So the area of the triangle then is going to be 231 plus, so 2 times area of a triangle is 1/2 times base, which is 12, times height of the triangle, which is the 8.6. So now I'm going to type all that in on the calculator. So I've got 231 plus 2 times parentheses, 1/2 times 12 times 8.6, close parentheses, and I get 334.2 miles squared. So that's the surface area of the whole thing. Remember, surface area should be bigger than your lateral area. Okay, it's a lot of stuff, I know, but we're going to keep going here. All right, so now I'm going to come over here. I'm going to erase my formulas that I've written. All right, so again, lateral area is perimeter times height. Okay, so first of all, here's the side, which is 10. All these sides are congruent, and there are 3, 4, 5, 6. So perimeter would be 6 times 10 times the height of the figure. Now the height of the figure is this edge right here, how tall it is, which is 11. So times 11. So I just type that in on my calculator. So I've got 660 kilometers squared. Now to do surface area, I take this number and I add, again, to big B, the area of the base. Well, what's the area of the base? Well, the base figure here is the hexagon, which is a regular polygon. So we just got through doing regular polygons. Remember, with regular polygons, I'm actually going to write the formula out here. So it's going to be plus 2. Regular polygons is 1/2 PA. We already found P. That was back up here, the same perimeter that was there. So I have 660 plus 2 times 1/2. Perimeter would be 60 times little a, which is the apothem. And remember, this is the apothem. It's the one that makes that right angle, which is 8.7. So I'm going to put all that in the calculator. So I got 660 plus 2 times parentheses, 1/2 times 60 times 8.7, close parentheses. And I get 1,182 kilometers squared. So quite a bit involved here, okay? Try to speed it up a little bit. I know, kind of slow, but all right, the next one, lateral area, perimeter. Well, perimeter again is going to be this, 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 and this all added together. So if I do that, lateral area is perimeter times height. So perimeter there would be 8 times 4, which is 32, times our height, which is the 2. So lateral area is 32 times 2, which is 64 miles squared. Surface area is going to be the 64 plus 2 times big B. Well, big B here is a square. How do you get area of a square? You do base times height, 8 times 8. So you actually get 64, oops, let's do that in green. 64 plus 2 times 8 times 8 is 64. That's the area of the square. And then you remember you got two squares because you got the top and you've got the bottom. So you type that in on your calculator, 64 plus 2 times 64, and you get 192. All right, next one. Perimeter. So lateral area is perimeter times height. So perimeter here, take all the sides, that's 1, that's 4, that's 1, that's 4. So perimeter, I'm going to add all those together, so that's going to give me 10 times height, which is the 2. So lateral area is 20 inches squared. Surface area, I bring that down, oops, plus 2 times big B. What is B? B is the base, which is this rectangle right here. So that's going to be 20 plus 2 times the area of that rectangle is base times height, so it's 1 times 4, which is 4, and that's 8. So 20 plus 8 is 28 inches squared, and there's your surface area. Excuse me. All right, next one. Oh man. Okay, this is a trapezoidal prism. So the base is actually the trapezoid. So here's the base figure. Okay, so I got to get the perimeter of the base. So what I'm going to do is actually bring the trapezoid down. It's isosceles, so this right here is 5. So that means this is 5. This right here is 9. And this right here is 5. Sorry. So perimeter here, if I add all those together, that gives me 24. Okay, the height of the prism is actually the 12. So if you think about it, take the prism and turn it where the trapezoid is on the bottom and the top. 12 is how tall that would be. So lateral area is perimeter times height. That's 288 feet squared. Surface area is the lateral area plus 2 big B. Now for big B here, it's the area of a trapezoid. So got to go back to area of a trapezoid. Area of a trapezoid is 1/2 height times base 1 plus base 2. So that's why we did all of chapter 11 first. Okay, so now I've got 288 plus 2 times 1/2 times the height of the trapezoid. The height of the trapezoid is this one, makes the right angle, which is 4.6. So times 4.6 times the two bases added together. The two bases are the 5 and the 9. So 5 plus 9. So now I'm going to type all that in on the calculator. 288 plus 2 times parentheses 1/2 times 4.6 times parentheses 5 plus 9 close parentheses out. And I come up with 352.4 feet squared. All right, one more, cylinder. Okay. So in a cylinder, lateral area is still, you can think of it as P times H, but remember with a cylinder we don't use perimeter, we do circumference, 2 pi r times h or pi times d times h. Well, in this case I'm going to use this one because they give me diameter. Diameter is the distance all the way across. So in this case, the distance all the way across is the 22. So that's my D. The height of the cylinder, though, is the 6. That's how tall it is right here, standing up. So I get, pi times diameter times height. So it says round here, so I'm going to round that. So I'm going to use the calculator. 22 times 6. That's 414.7, around to the nearest tenth, it said. So there's lateral area. Remember, surface area is going to be that number plus 2 big B, where big B are our bases. What are our bases? Our bases are these circles. Area of a circle, again, is pi r squared. So it's 2 times pi r squared. But what is r? Remember, r is only half of this. So r would only go from here across. So that would be 11. That's our radius. So I come back down here, and I'm going to plug that in. So I got 414.7 plus 2 times pi times 11 squared. So now I'm going to type all that in on the calculator. 414.7 plus 2 times pi times 11 squared. And I get 1175.0 inches squared. So I know this was a long video just because there's a lot of stuff, but it's all just plugging into formulas. You just got to remember the formulas. So hopefully this will make sense to you.